Dear students, this is Dr.B.SUBHASHINI, Assistant Professor of English from SOKA IKEDA College of Arts and Science for Women. Today I'm going to enlighten you on Meter and Stanza Form, which comes under the title Rhetoric and Porosity. First, let us see what is meter. Meter is the rhythm of language in a poem. It is also described by the number of feet. The systematic arrangement of words involving stressed and unstressed syllable is called meter. So here the stressed syllables are long sound and unstressed syllables are short sounds. And this study of meter is called prosody. Next we'll see number of feet in a line. 1 foot is called monometer. The word mono means single. 2 feet in a line is called diameter and 3 feet is called trimeter. 4 feet in a line is called tetrameter and 5 feet is called pentameter. 6 feet in a line is called hexameter and 7 feet is called heptameter and 8 feet is called octameter. So totally we can have up to 8 feet in a line. Now we'll see what is a foot. Foot is a part of a poetic line with a certain stress pattern. So what is the stress pattern we have? It is stressed syllable and non-stressed syllable, that is unstressed syllable. Next we'll see the types of meter based on the type of foot. What is the first type of foot? Iamb. What is iamb? Iamb is a combination of unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Suppose a line of poetry has 5 iambs. It is called iambic pentameter. And the next one is trochee. The second type of foot is called trochee. It is the opposite of the iamb and it has a combination of a stressed syllable followed by an unstressed syllable. And third comes the spondee. It has a combination of stressed and stressed syllable. And when we study this, there may be a chance of us getting confused with what a trochee and what is a iamb or what is a spondee. So just to keep a clue, for spondee you can keep it like in spondee you have double E. So it has the same syllable. So stressed. How stressed? Spondee starts with S, so both are stressed syllables. Okay, next we'll see anapest. What is an anapest? Anapest has a combination of 3 syllables. Unstressed, unstressed, and then followed by a stressed syllable. And next comes dactyl. Dactyl is the opposite of anapest. Here we have the stressed syllable first and then followed by unstressed syllable and unstressed syllable. And the last one is basheus. Basheus has 3 syllables which has a combination of unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllable and then followed by unstressed syllable. These are the types of feet that contribute to the type of meters. Now we'll see what are the most common meters we have in poetry. It is iambic pentameter. What is iamb? Already we have seen what is an iamb. Iamb is an unstressed syllable followed by the stressed syllable. Penta means 5. So how many meter in a line? 5 meter. So we have how many iamb? 5 iamb in a line is called iambic pentameter. And the next most common meter used in a line of poetry is iambic hexameter. It is otherwise called as Alexandrine. What is an iambic hexameter? Hexa means 6. So a line having a 6 feet with unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllable is called an iambic hexameter. It is otherwise called as Alexandrine. So these are the 2 most common meters we have in poetry. And next we'll move on to see stanza forms. What is a stanza? A stanza in poetry is equivalent to a paragraph in a prose. So it is a group of lines arranged together to form one unit of a poem. So therefore stanza divide a poem. And one line stanza is called monostitch. 2 lines are called couplet. And in couplet we have heroic couplet and 3-line stanzas are called as tercet, and based on that we have a stanza form called terza rima, and 4 lines are called quatrain, and 5 lines are called quintain or pentatonic, 6 lines are called sestet, 7 lines septet, 8 lines octave, and 9 lines are called Spenserian stanza. So when we see the difference between Shakespearean sonnet and Petrarchian sonnet, we can better understand the stanza form. Petrarchian sonnet are divided into 2 stanza. The first one is octave, and the second stanza is called sestet. So the first stanza octave has 8 lines, and the second stanza sestet has 6 lines. And when we talk about the Shakespearean stanza, it is divided into 4 stanzas. The first 3 stanzas are quatrains, that is, each stanza has 4 lines, and it is followed by a rhyming couplet. And this is how the stanzas are arranged together to form one unit of a poem. And next we'll see stanza. What is a stanza? Stanza is a division of a poem consisting of two or more lines arranged together as a unit. This we have already discussed. And now we'll see who are the people who popularized these stanza forms. The first one is heroic couplet. What is a heroic couplet? A 2-line stanza is a couplet. What is heroic couplet? The 2 lines are in iambic pentameter, then it is called a heroic couplet. And who popularized this heroic couplet? It is Geoffrey Chaucer. And the example is the Canterbury Tales. He has used heroic couplet for. And the next is terza rima. What is a terza rima? 3-line stanza form is called terza rima. So when 3 lines are written in iambic pentameter, that stanza form is called terza rima. It is Dante who popularized this terza rima in his Divine Comedy. And next comes rhyme royal or Chaucerian stanza. What is rhyme royal stanza? Rhyme royal stanza are 7-line stanza form which are written in iambic pentameter. And it is Geoffrey Chaucer who has popularized this stanza form. That is why it is called Chaucerian stanza. He has used this rhyme royal stanza form in Troilus and Cressida. And next comes Spenserian stanza. And from the name, we can understand it was popularized by Edmund Spenser, and he has used this Spenserian stanza in his famous work, The Faerie Queene. And next, we'll see the important stanza forms once again for the better understanding. And the first one is heroic couplet. What is an heroic couplet? It is a pair of rhyming iambic pentameter. What is terza rima? It is a 3-line stanza of iambic pentameter. What is rhyme royal? It is 7 lines of iambic pentameter. What is Spenserian stanza? A stanza having 9 lines are called Spenserian stanza. The first 8 lines are in iambic pentameter and the 9th line is in iambic hexameter. So what is iambic hexameter? Iambic hexameter is nothing but Alexandrine. So these are the important stanza forms. And next we'll see what are the types of poems we have based on lines. We have many types of poems like ode, elegy, lyric, etc. But what we are going to see here is based on lines. So the first type what we have is haiku. Haiku poem has 3 lines. A poem having 14 lines is called a sonnet, and a poem having 19 lines is called a villainy. So these are the types of poems based on lines. I think you have understood the topic very well. Thank you for listening.